Hey guys, Sarah from ExtremeTerrain.com, and today we have a review and install of the Barricade HD Trail Force front bumper fitting your 07 through 18 Jeep Wrangler JKs. This bumper features 5/32 steel plate construction with a textured black powder coat finish, so it's sure to add some protection to the front of your Jeep while giving it that aggressive aftermarket look that you're going for. This bumper features a built-in winch plate that can handle a winch rated up to 12,000 pounds, as well as these reinforced D-ring mounts and D-rings that are rated up to 9,500 pounds. This bumper also includes fog light mounts that allow you to transfer your fog lights over from your factory bumper. One side note here is that this will not work with special edition fog mounts. Coming in at around $280, this is one of the most budget-friendly options you can choose as far as JK front bumpers. Now, the only downside to this is that you don't get quite as much adjustability as you get with some of the more expensive bumpers. What I mean by that is that there's only one slot here for mounting your winch, where others will have more than one, and there's only one set of tabs for mounting lighting here, where some of the more expensive options have more than one. But if you're okay with those features, it is still a great bargain and you still get all the same features as the more expensive bumpers. I'm giving this install a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. It features a direct bolt-up installation. However, you may need to do some small wiring in order to extend your fog light wiring harnesses so that your lights can go to the outside of your bumper. But this can all be done in about an hour with the help of a friend. For this install, we used a shallow and deep 18mm socket, a Phillips head socket, a 7mm wrench, a Phillips head screwdriver, a 3/8 drive ratchet, and some optional but helpful tools include an electric ratchet and an impact gun. Alright, so the first step in our uninstall is to remove your factory splash guard and top cover if you still have them. You can do this by removing the factory pop clips. Now, since our Jeep does not have these installed, we can go into the second step, which is to disconnect the factory fog lights. Pressing on the tab on your factory connector, remove it from your fog light. Remove your other connector from your fog light. Disconnect your fog lights by removing the factory connector. So the next step is to remove the 8 18mm nuts that hold your bumper to your Jeep. There will be 4 on each side. With your 18mm socket, remove these nuts. With all 8 nuts removed, we can now pull the bumper off of our Jeep. So now that our factory bumper is off of our Jeep, I did want to point out something here. Our new Barricade bumper relocates your fog lights from the inside of the frame rail to the outside. So in this situation, you may need to extend your wiring harness a little bit in order to get the connector that far out. But ours was already done on our Jeep, so we're going to roll into the next step. So to remove our fog lights from our factory bumper, we're going to remove the 4 screws at the back of each fog light. You can do this with a Phillips head socket, or if you don't have one, a Phillips head screwdriver will work. Let's get these out. Now that we have our factory bumper uninstalled from our Jeep, we can put it side by side with our Barricade bumper and really check out some of the differences. Our Barricade bumper features a steel plate construction, which is going to offer much more protection than the plastic of your factory bumper. You do still get to retain the 2 factory choke points in the front, courtesy of the D-rings that they have included. Our Barricade bumper also includes a winch mount as well as lighting mounts, so you can add those features down the road, all while retaining your factory fog lights, which are moved to the outside to accommodate that winch. And speaking of our factory fog lights, let's see how we install them now. Now we can go ahead and install our fog lights. Line them up with the brackets already installed on your bumper. Using the smaller hardware, a Phillips head bolt on one side and the 7mm nut on the other side. Using your 7mm wrench, thread in the bolt. And then using a Phillips head screwdriver or our Phillips socket, tighten this down. Repeat that process on the other side. Now we can get our bumper mounted to our Jeep, and you may want to grab a friend for this step. Slide the hardware over the studs, make sure you're using a washer and a lock washer, and then thread your nut. Repeat that step on the other side. Thread in the one bolt into this top hole here. Grab your 18mm socket and tighten it down. Thread your washer and lock washer over the stud on the bottom. Thread on your nut and tighten it down. Repeat that step on the other side. Reconnect your fog lights. Okay, so that is going to do it for the review and install of our Barricade bumper. Remember, for all things Jeep, keep it at ExtremeTerrain.com.